Coming up on DC News Now, Fairfax County using any means necessary to catch child predators. Meet the pause behind a recent string of arrests. And could the Mystics be on the move?
I brought them here. Y'all know what y'all got here. So, don't fix nothing that ain't broken.
Fans in Southeast aren't happy with the decision.
Well, we are tracking a cool down as we head into the holiday weekend. Keep it here. That full forecast up next.
Then, with New Year's Eve approaching, guidance from law enforcement and leaders about how to stay safe during the holiday. Plus, it's been a huge year for crime, from high-profile cases to shocking scandals. We'll take a look back at 2023.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thanks for joining us on this Thursday for DC News Now at 5. I'm Mark Hall. Annalisa Gale has the evening off. Well, it's been another overcast and gloomy day with a bit of those showers and fog just hanging around for most of the week. Let's take a live look outside. As you can see, the Washington Monument. Not a bad end to an otherwise not so nice week to this point. Let's head over now to weather forecaster Brittany Ward with the first look at the forecast. Brittany, looks like some nicer days are ahead.
Yeah, we are slowly seeing the clearing in the clouds. But if you think back to earlier this afternoon, we saw overcast skies across DC. So satellite and radar showing you those clouds have finally rolled their way out of the area. And almost the entire DMV right now is sitting under clear skies at this hour. Now, zooming satellite and radar out to kind of show you the overall picture, still holding on to those dry conditions across the area. But as we head into your evening, we can't rule out a light drizzle making its way across the mountain counties. So planning the rest of your evening, we're going to be holding on to the 50s as we head into that 8 o'clock hour. Then we finally start to see those temperatures dip down into the upper 40s as we head into about 10 o'clock tonight. Mostly cloudy skies will be seen as we head into the second half of your evening, and overnight lows will be yet again on the mild side, dipping down into the 40s here in the nation's capital. So if you are going to be hitting the roads in the next 3 days, not looking like a bad forecast at all. As we head through your Friday, we start to see those temperatures get back into the lower 50s. Can't rule out a stray shower making its way across portions of the DMV. Then we're a tad bit breezy as we head through your Saturday. Upper 40s is expected to be your high. Then we're seeing a mixture of sun and clouds as we head into your Sunday, but we warm it back up, getting into the lower 50s. But then heading into the new year, we are tracking some cooler conditions. So keep it here, Mark. We'll have a full check of that 7-day coming up.
Brittany, thank you. All new tonight, sheriff's deputies have recovered a man's body from the Mattawoman Creek in Charles County. It's the last known location of 25-year-old Jamel Lee Hung, who was last seen on November 25th. Lee Hung's car was found underwater in the creek several weeks ago. The veteran and father of two was reported missing by his wife. Police are now waiting on an autopsy to confirm the identity. Well, as the year comes to a close, plans are heating up to relocate the Washington Wizards and Capitals out of the district and to Potomac Yard, leaving the Chinatown Arena the teams have called home for decades. But the monumental move to Virginia could impact more than just downtown, with big consequences for DC's Ward A community. Reporter Mariel Carbone is live in Southeast at the Entertainment and Sports Arena. That's where the Washington Mystics play. And Mariel, plans also include possibly moving the WNBA team to Capital One Arena.
Yes, Mark, that is part of the discussion by Monumental Sports, which owns those three teams. But fans we spoke to here, they are not having it. The Mystics, they have played at this facility since 2019 with the promise that this would serve as a catalyst for change here. Now, locals say that has happened, and they fear moving the team could be devastating. In their nearly 30-year history, the Washington Mystics have earned their fair share of fans.
It took us a long time to get a WNBA team. That's what we're thriving on.
Like Kevin Anderson, a lifelong Ward 8 resident.
I need my Mystics to stay here.
So the idea of moving the team, leaving the entertainment and sports arena in Southeast D.C. doesn't sit well with him.
Definitely don't want that.
But it could happen.
If all of this goes as planned.
As part of his announcement of plans to relocate the Washington Capitals and Wizards from Capital One Arena to Potomac Yard, Virginia. Team owner Ted Leonsis said he'd like to move the Mystics to Capital One, allowing this championship-winning team to continue to grow the franchise and its fan base.
We lose a jewel.
Ward A business owner Ron Moten says the Mystics should stay put.
The soul is over here in Southeast.
The Southeast Arena holds just over 4,000 fans. The district invested millions to help build it, with Monumental Sports signing a lease for the Mystics to play there through 2037. The goal, to revitalize St. Elizabeth's East Campus, which Moten says did happen.
We have over 13 black businesses or entrepreneurs that are attached to the arena next door, so they took the opportunity away if we don't stop them.
In a statement, a spokesperson for the mayor's office says the district honors its contracts, and we trust and expect our partners to do the same.
Y'all brought them here. Y'all know what y'all got here. Don't fix nothing that ain't broken.
And now we know none of this is a done deal. Virginia lawmakers, both at the state and local levels, still need to vote on all of this in order for it to move forward. And Mark, neighbors we spoke to, they say they aren't going down without a fight here in Southeast. Activists like Moten say if all of this does move forward, there are plans to boycott some of these teams moving forward. Reporting live in Southeast tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Marielle, thank you. A child predator sting in Fairfax County. Detectives posed as teenagers, arresting 10 men who thought they were meeting up with teens they talked to online. Police say that there's an uptick in adults preying on young children. Northern Virginia reporter Haley Milon explains how police identified the predators and how you can keep your kids safe.
People in that community, online community, started sexually soliciting our detectives, thinking they were children.
10 men now all behind bars. They range in age from 22 to 44. Most are from Northern Virginia. One came armed with a gun to meet up with a teen.
They go an extra step and tell I am a child. I am 13.
Meeting in parking lots across Fairfax County, only to find they'd actually been chatting with detectives posing as children. For many, it's not their first run-in with the law.
They're offending again.
Police warn parents about a number of popular forums and apps where kids could encounter predators. Fairfax County police have a new weapon to fight predators: K9 Delaware, electronic service dog.
Detective was sharing with me, how often, in spite of our best efforts, patrol officers and detectives, we miss things.
Delaware's job is to sniff out hidden electronics, a big part of investigations like these.
We miss that secreted burner phone with images of child sexual abuse material on it.
And because the online world is a playground for predators, police urge parents to find out what apps their kids are using.
I think the most important thing that we can do as parents is to have those tough conversations with our children and get involved with what things they're doing online, what apps they're using, what games they're playing, and who they're talking to.
All 10 men charged in the operation are being held at the Fairfax County Adult Detention Center. Reporting from Fairfax County, Haley Milon, DC News Now.
Haley, thank you. Montgomery County police are investigating what caused a ride-on bus to crash into a home in Fairland. This happened last night just before 7:30, and officials say that no passengers were on the bus and the driver wasn't hurt, but it was a surprising and shocking scene. Now, take a look at the scene last night. You can see that the bus lodged into the side of the home. Again, this is on Fairland Road by Galway Elementary School. Now, some cinder blocks from the house got stuck in the bus, and we spoke with a neighbor who saw the whole thing happen.
Came out to the front door, and there's a bus just barely missed my bedroom and went into the side of the neighbor's house. I looked up and saw a pair of headlights. I mean, they were like blinding. And it just honestly, it sounded like a dump truck was coming through. And it was just a really frightening sound.
The bus was towed away from the scene. Officials say a man was inside the home at the time of the crash, but he was not injured. Management for an apartment building in Northeast D.C. facing some backlash after tenants say they've been without consistent hot water for weeks. People living in the press house in Noma are complaining about what they call safety and quality of life concerns. The Tenants Association president said the problem started under a different management company, but since Bozzuto took over in October, things have gotten worse.
Intermittently, we would find that the hot water was turned off. My whole thought process is that there was a proactive approach to managing the building. They would have been able to see that this part was needed or something was breaking.
Heat and AC had no option, and so I've had no air in my apartment for the past 3 days.
Oh, wait, heat to pay.
Management says they're working one-on-one with tenants, but many say that they still see a lot of problems. Well, DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Virginia Republicans have introduced several measures to roll back in-person early voting in the Commonwealth. In 2020, Democrats passed sweeping election reform laws, including allowing no excuse in-person early voting 45 days prior to Election Day. But now, two bills filed, one in the House, one in the Senate, look to roll back early voting in the Commonwealth. Democratic Delegate Marcia Price says the measure are undemocratic, while Republican Senator Mark Peake, who is proposing shortening early voting to 21 days, says the changes are necessary.
Why not have as much time as possible for people to be able to cast one of the most important tools that they have in their toolbox to be a part of the legislative process?
Some have tried to cut it back to 7 or 10. I'm trying to be even more generous. 3 weeks. Can you not figure out how to get to the polling place in 3 weeks?
Well, according to the Virginia Public Access Project, over 550,000 people voted early in person in this year's General Assembly elections. Well, the Maryland Department of Transportation released a video today showing the Purple Line carriages heading to Maryland. The Purple Line is a 16-mile light rail line that will provide a direct connection to Metro Rail red, green, and orange lines at Bethesda, Silver Spring, College Park, and New Carrollton. And it will also connect to MARC, Amtrak, and local bus services. While the carriages will arrive in 2024, service is not expected to start until 2027. And also new tonight, Metro has announced that the Red Line construction project between DuPont Circle and Gallery Place stations will be completed earlier than expected and under budget. The construction, which focused on critical tunnel repairs, caused frustration among riders, especially as traveling ramped up for the holidays. Normal Red Line service will resume starting at 7 a.m. this Saturday. That's December 30th, a day earlier than planned.